Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Mike Feldbauer coming to you from the Flagler Voice Podcast studios here in Palm Coast. And today we have some people in our studio that are going to be talking about some very important things for our community. If you all remember that, if you've seen it, we had our first visit with the emergency management team last month, and we've decided to bring a different part of the team in every month now so the community can get a better idea of what this organization can do to help us. And I mentioned the last time as we started that we have a lot of organizations that our county puts together. But this particular organization is designed to help us stay safe and sound and healthy. And that's something that really feels important to me.
Absolutely.
As a member of this community. So at this point in time, I'm going to introduce today Ryan.
All right. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah. So, and Ryan, explain to our listening audience what your particular position is with the Flagler County Emergency Management Team.
Thank you. Yeah. Full name is Ryan Simpson. My position title, my official position title is I serve as the Emergency Management Manager. I oversee our accreditation program, our training and exercise program, and then also our volunteer program. And so that's certainly one of the things that I'm happy to be able to talk about today is specifically our emergency management volunteer program and how residents can get involved and serve their community.
And I know that's very important to you guys, and I think it's important to our community. I'm one of those people that says government can't all do it. It's got to be a combination of government and community.
Absolutely.
And the way you do things, it seems that that's a very important part. And for our people to know that there are places that they can go with you and help our community through these issues that we go through when it comes to emergencies and that kind of stuff, it's important. So give us a little bit more information, background on what that team looks like.
Sure, absolutely. I'd be remiss, though, if I didn't actually start off with just by kind of touting some of the successes associated with our volunteer program, because
certainly
we are so very fortunate to have so many volunteers in the community that we work alongside with each and every day. We looked at 2024 in just an attempt to try to capture all the contributions of volunteers in all of our program areas. And we actually logged a total of 4,241 hours, volunteer hours, which is absolutely incredible, which really, if you equate it to savings, because essentially they're working alongside paid professional staff, right? But if you look at the dollar savings associated, that equates, if you apply the volunteer rate that's been adopted by the state of Florida, that actually equates to over $134,000 of volunteer time. And so I think that in and of itself is fantastic. And we're so very proud of all the different volunteers that we have working with us on a day-to-day basis. But I figured I'd start with that because that is some impressive stats that I like to make sure that the community is aware of.
I think it's important because when I see different county organizations doing what you're doing with volunteers, or I see other county organizations doing really good at getting grants, it all saves money.
That's right.
For guys like me.
Absolutely.
I'm a resident here at Palm Coast. What you're doing and what those volunteers are saving me money. So I think that's an important thing we have to look at, and I'm really happy to hear and see it because I didn't know a lot about that. We've talked basically simply that there is a volunteer program, but we decided to wait till we had the head volunteer guy here to talk about what it does and how it works, and what do volunteers do.
Sure. So there's really 4 different ways that volunteers can get involved with Flagler County Emergency Management, and I'll touch on each one of those 4. But the first being provide emergency management support to our team. We actually have what we call our volunteer emergency support team that basically works with us again every day, from everything from picking up the phone lines when you call our main number to greeting guests and visitors when they come to our emergency operations center. We have a total of throughout the week, we actually have a total of 10 different volunteers that actually staff our front office, our front desk. and again, take calls and greet visitors. In addition to that, as an emergency management volunteer, individuals help us with a number of other things as well. We have a logistics warehouse in which we maintain supplies and commodities. And then we have other aspects of our program in which we involve volunteers. Everything from our emergency management special need program to other areas that we implement throughout the year, in which we plug volunteers in, depending on their skill set. So that is just one of 4 different ways that volunteers can get involved in our programs.
Yeah. Do you have volunteers? Let's say we're in the middle of an emergency, a hurricane issue or whatever. You have volunteers that are working with your staff at that time also?
Absolutely. As an emergency management volunteer with emergency management, collectively we'll engage that same cadre of folks to help us again with phones or with other staffing needs that we have at the time. But volunteers have been incredibly instrumental during what we call blue skies and during gray, during hurricane response. So absolutely.
Okay. So you'd mentioned that the first topic that you brought up was 1, and you said
Correct.
there's a total of 4 areas.
That is.
So
Yep.
let's move on to number 2.
All right. So the second way that an individual in the community can work alongside emergency management is by volunteering for what we call our emergency support team, or EST program for short. And this is actually one of the newest ways that we've partnered with Flagler Volunteer Services, a separate organization, to actually give back to first responding agencies. Fire rescue, law enforcement specifically. Now, the emergency support team has been crafted really to do 2 things, and that is support with rehabilitation type of needs during extended incident scenes or during rehab during training even. So this emergency support team is trained to be able to provide first responders with setting up shelter, just easy ups to get folks out of the sun, to provide basic water during response incidents or during trainings, and also basic nutrition, by providing snacks and so forth, and also cooling. We have these incredible pieces of equipment that are large mister fans, and so as a team, as the emergency support team, as we respond with that team, they go out, they set up a rehab station, if you will, provide water, food, and then cooling services, if you will. So that's 2. That's the second way that people can get involved.
That's 2. Yep. Before you get into 3, okay, I want to let everybody know that we have somebody else here in the studio who's kind of brought all this to us. Yeah. And I met Kelly at a business networking group where she brought basic information to the group and how it affects businesses. And then we brought in our first team here, which was Jonathan and Kelly. And then I saw Kelly again at another business networking group. And now she's trying to spread the word on how businesses should get prepared to do that. So I think it's important that people get to say hi to Miss Kelly. And you're on.
Hi there. I'm super glad to be able to get involved. I work closely with actually team number 4 that Ryan was going to say, if I could jump ahead.
Okay.
Another option that we have for volunteering is our internship program. And that ties into our businesses because at the moment we're offering all businesses the opportunity to get a free continuity plan made by us. Our interns really assist with drafting them with us as a support behind them. And so we're really glad to be able to offer this service. And it provides our interns that real world experience working with our local small businesses. And then it gives our small businesses the opportunity to be prepared in an emergency and get a free plan out of it at the end of the day.
I think it has another benefit.
Yeah.
It has a benefit because, that's where Kelly came from.
That's right.
You were able to intern while you were in college. Yeah. And it changed the direction of your life, where you wanted to go compared to where you were originally going. So, I think internship programs in general, at one point in time, Florida had more internships for businesses of all varieties than any other state. And I'm sorry to say that most of that's disappeared. Mm-hmm. And I hope it comes back. So whether it was in the business world or in the world of electricians and plumbers and HVAC, all that kind of stuff, there was a lot of internship. you can go to school and you can have a lot of in-head learning,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
but without the experience, it's almost worthless.
Right.
And being able to find a program that you can have a good intern program to do that, I think is invaluable. It brings together experience, not long term, but at least you're walking into a job that you've already experienced part of it, so now you're pretty sure that's what you want. You've been able to, for yourself, to ascertain that, but also been able to walk in and be able to start work. And you were able to not only get an internship, you did an internship here, so it was like you didn't have to think twice about it once you got it. Kelly is a Flagler resident from little time, the full adulthood, and so that's really cool. So I'll get back to you later, but let's go back to number 3.
3, yeah. So third way, individuals that are interested in getting involved in the community can volunteer with Flagler County Emergency Management. So that third way is actually by participating in what we call our auxiliary communications group. And this group is specifically comprised of folks that have an interest in communications equipment and technology. We work with a small group of volunteers that help us by testing and maintaining our communications equipment and some of our backup communications equipment, right? So as far as the backup communications equipment, well, what is that, right? So that comprises a number of different things. We have a number of different types of radios, HF and otherwise, but we also have other, I would say, more technology-based redundant communication modes, which include satellite telephones, Starlink systems, other systems that provide internet services when all else fails. And so we work with this auxiliary communications group to specifically test and exercise and maintain our communications equipment. And some of the folks that have found interest in working within this team have had prior careers in communications or technology, and so they've found it right up their alley. So.
That's a question before we get on to number 4 now. How did you get involved?
All right. Yeah. I've been involved in emergency management now for almost 20 years. Prior to working in Flagler County, I served as the emergency management director in Putnam, which is our neighbors, of course, just to the west. Mm-hmm. I've had a career in emergency management that first started. Actually, we talked about internships. My first exposure to emergency management was actually at the Florida Division of Emergency Management in Tallahassee. While attending Florida State University, I had the opportunity to also serve as an intern and find out what emergency management was and is, and they had me at that point forward. So that's how I initially got involved. But my original academic background was one of which was focused on urban regional planning, and then I discovered emergency planning, and I was like, oh, this is cool. This is really neat stuff. And so that's the direction that my career went in.
Yeah. I have my own personal thoughts on these kind of things, and you can confirm it or not confirm it, that when you're involved with what you guys are involved with, it's because you have a heart to help people. And that's really what, as far as what I'm concerned, if our people that work in the area of helping have a heart to help, the help will always be great.
I agree with that 110%. Particularly as it relates to our volunteers as well collectively. I see that same servant heart that we all have within government. I see that within our volunteers, and so I would agree 100%.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, now on to number 4. And should we stay with you, or should we move over to Miss Kelly? Or you want to start and then move? Well,
so as Kelly so perfectly said and alluded to, the fourth way that individuals in the community can get involved, particularly those that are aspiring to have careers in emergency management, studying homeland security, studying emergency management at any area academic institution is actually interning. And so we've actively worked with interns from Florida State, from Embry-Riddle, from University of Central Florida that are focused either on Homeland Security or emergency management, and we've completely been able to plug them into our organization. We take a look at what skills that they have and get them involved in either our exercise program or getting involved in helping us with developing training, or even maintaining our accreditation that I spoke to earlier. We have so much to do throughout the year, and our interns have absolutely helped us with our mission.
And Kelly, is it one of your main positions at the team to help these interns or help the intern program, run the intern program?
Ryan is definitely the head honcho for all of our volunteers and interns, but
Okay.
I have been putting more of my hands in the pot for interning for sure.
Excellent.
Particularly as it relates to the business project.
Yes, yeah, the business
absolutely.
project specifically. I've been working with the interns on doing those plans for our local businesses. It's been a great pilot program. It's been going really well so far.
Excellent. Excellent.
But
Okay.
something that everybody should know, of course, so about if any listeners out there are liking, what we're saying about the possibilities of interning with our department, is that the internships, they are unpaid internships. We do seek interns throughout the year, however, and they do adequately suffice a lot of different academic requirements for internships, or alternatively, they just really give an individual an inside look as to what we do and how we do it, right?
Yep.
So typically we'll work with a prospective intern 2 days a week. We're very, very flexible, and an intern can customize their schedule based on their academic classes, based on whatever part or full-time employment they may have. But the ideal intern candidate would actually be able to work with us at some point during the business day of Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Excellent. Excellent. You had said off air before we got going that you had a few other things that you wanted to discuss today, which I'm kind of unaware of. So you want to surprise me and let me know what some of those things are, and we'll move in.
How about our award that we got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely something that the listeners should know, is that that in June of 2025, Flagler County was honored to receive the National Association of Counties Achievement Award for our Emergency Management Volunteer Program, and this NACO, as it's referred to as short, award was issued in what they call a public safety category for excellence, and so we're really proud of that. And that, again, it just goes to show how dedicated of a group that of volunteers that we truly have. And so regardless of a volunteer is serving in any one of those 4 different ways that I've mentioned previous, we certainly continue to have great success with working with individuals.
And I think that should give our audience a lot of confidence. Okay, that we have the best emergency management team, which means we have the ability, because of you guys, to have a safe way of living. Whatever the disaster might be that is here, we can have confidence that we have the best that are going to help us move from it and go forward.
Absolutely.
And through it and stay safe. Safety and healthy, that's it. We want to be there, and you guys are the ones that are going to help us get there. So
Absolutely.
From my point of view, I want to say thank you from our community to you guys. Now, how does somebody who's out there that might want to get involved as a volunteer get involved?
Absolutely. Fantastic question. And the answer is simply that they reach out to us. That's really step one, is to, even if someone is not quite 100% sure, but just wants to learn more, please reach out. There's a number of different ways that someone can connect with us. They can call our office at 386-313-4200. They can email us at eoc@flaglercounty.gov. Or alternatively, they can visit our website, which also provides additional information about volunteer opportunities.
Excellent, because we do have a great community of volunteers. You see them all over, a variety of different ways of doing it. I run a nonprofit that we rely strictly on volunteers too. So getting our community involved in our community is helping our community grow in a positive way.
Absolutely.
And that's what we want.
Absolutely.
We want to keep going positive. So,
part of the whole idea behind a community that recovers quickly is that we're all connected. And we're all involved in the community. That is one of the very most important things. And so I would almost say that this is just one of the ways, one of the many ways that people can get connected within their community, whether that's through their faith-based organization, through their employer, or just through other interests that they have in volunteering in the community. So absolutely.
Thank you for that. That's a good idea. But I think getting the word out, we have so many new people coming into our community that probably don't even know you guys exist.
Yeah.
Okay. So part of what we hope to do is to get that word out there. So not only they can feel comfortable that they have a team that's out there to protect us, but if they want to get involved, there's a team out there that would like to have them get involved and help. And I just, it's who I am, what I do. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the opportunity that we have here to get this word out to our community about your organization. And we'll get to meet in the future other team members. They'll be talking about different aspects of what the Emergency Management Group does for us and how they continue to help us. So, Kelly.
Yes.
You got anything you want to add to us?
I would just push the idea, if you're in college and you're watching this and you aren't sure what you want to do, try out an internship, because it'll teach you if you actually like it or not. And that is half the battle, honestly. I was lucky enough that emergency management was my second internship. I didn't quite like my first one I did with the sheriff's office. Sorry. Found out really quickly I didn't want to be a police officer. Felt really lost. And an internship with emergency management opened up that door for me to something I didn't even know would be my career.
But I think our county organizations that offer these internships, I worked with a young lady through the drug court program that was on the sheriff's department internship, and she is now a detective, has done very well for herself and for our community. So those things go to prove it's not only worth it because you can really determine if this is something that you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If something you want to do and you like doing it, that's the best kind of job you can have.
That's right.
It is.
So we'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Closing, other things you'd like to get out in the community before we close down today?
Sure. Yeah. I'll leave.
And we got time, so don't worry.
Yeah. I'll leave the listeners with this, and that is that even if they think that they may be interested again in volunteering in any of the 4 ways that I had mentioned previous, to give us a call or to attend one of our monthly presentations to learn more. We've now been offering community preparedness workshops once monthly. In which we tell residents about our program. We help residents become more prepared, and we also communicate other free, absolutely no cost training opportunities for them, as well as opportunities in which they can get involved with us. So again, if one of the listeners does think, hey, you know what, I may be interested in volunteering alongside emergency management team, just give us a call. Visit our website.
Give us those numbers.
So give us a call at 386-313-4200. Email us at euc@flaglercounty.gov, or visit our website, which is www.flaglercounty.gov/emergency.
Excellent. Well, again, we here at Flagler Voice would like to thank you for being with us again today. We look forward to our next visitor. I don't know who that's going to be or what department.
I can't have any spoilers.
It's going to be. But community, feel good. Feel safe that we have a team out there that is dedicated and have a heart in making sure that we are a safe and healthy community during times of disasters, hurricanes, fires, whatever it might be. They're there to be there and to help us before, during, and after. Mm-hmm. So please tune in again. Here I am, Mike Feldbauer at the Flagler Voice Podcast Studios here in Palm Coast, saying have a great day, and we'll see you again.